everyone, and welcome back to my top 5 favorite series. This week we're going to be taking a look at the color orange, and if you've been around this channel for any length of time, you will know that I am not a huge fan of orange, or at least not bright oranges. So this list was a little bit challenging to come up with, unlike the other ones where I had more than enough favorites to try and cram down into a solid top 5 list. This one I had to kind of bulk up a little bit, and I had to rely on what I know from my community and what paints I actually had on hand, because I don't own a whole lot of them, and I tried to come up with a list that you guys would be proud of. As usual, I'm going to start off by showing the colors that I will be mixing my oranges with. So starting in the top left-hand corner, we've got PY 154, Permanent Yellow Light. This one is from Mission Gold. Pyrrole Red, PR 254. This one is from Daniel Smith. Ultramarine Deep from Sennelier. I miswrote PB 28 on there. It should say PB 29, as all ultramarines are. Anthraquinone Blue from MGRAHAM is PB 60. Cobalt Teal from MGRAHAM is PB 28, not PG 50 like a lot of other companies. Phthalo Green Blue shade, PG 7. Phthalo Turquoise, this is from Daniel Smith with PB 15:3 and PG 36. Neutral Tint made from PBK 6, PB 15 and PV 19. Dioxazine Violet PB 23 and Perylene Violet PV 29. Coming in at number 5 on our list is Quinacridone Gold from DaVinci, and you might be thinking, Denise, you put Quinacridone Gold in your top 5 yellows video, and yes, I did. Quinacridone Gold is my favorite version of a yellowish type color, but this version is one of the synthetic blends since PO49 is no longer available commercially. This one is the most orange version that I have seen, and so I thought it would be okay to put it here. I did put it in the number 5 category because it is the least orange of the oranges that we are looking at today, and it is the only dual pigment. However, it is made from a PY and a PR, so yellow and red makes orange, and I'm going to go ahead and run with that. You will see here in the mixtures that you can tell that this orange mixes a lot like a yellow, or at least a really, really warm yellow. We've got numerous shades of green with our various different colors and really, really bright, vibrant, fiery oranges. I particularly like the combination this color makes with the cobalt teal. It makes a very granulating shade of green that I think is really, really pretty. And mixed with the phthalo turquoise, it has this deep, really vibrant quality to a cooler kind of greenish color. I also like the colors it mixes with the 2 violets here, especially the dioxazine violet, which makes a nice muted purple. Coming in at number 4, and I hope Tiffany and Victor appreciate this, is Azo Orange made from PO 62. This version is from MGRAHAM, but it is available across many different types of brands, and I don't have any strong feelings about it because this is probably one of my least favorite colors just straight out of the 2. I think it's super, super bright. I don't super love it, but I was really, really pleasantly surprised in all of these mixes. It made some really gorgeous combinations. With our yellow and our red, we get some bright, vibrant shades of orange mixed together that are either lighter or darker, depending on those 2 colors. It doesn't quite neutralize perfectly with our ultramarine or our anthraquinone blue, although the anthraquinone blue comes close to a gray. It kind of makes this murky, muddy color when you mix it with a cobalt teal, but mixed with phthalo green and phthalo turquoise, it makes gorgeous shades of green. I do love the color it makes with neutral tint. It's a nice medium shade of brown, and our violets, once again, are this nice kind of middle of the road, muted, grayish purple colors. I did also later on mix this with manganese blue. I do know that this pigment mixes well with ceruleans and manganeses to make kind of nice dusky gray colors. This particular combination with the DaVinci's manganese was still erring a little bit on the side of green, but I do know that this is a favorite amongst watercolors for a really light, soft gray, so I wanted to go ahead and include it in here for you guys. Coming in at number 3 on our list is specifically Quar's version of transparent Pyrrole Orange, and that'll be important in just a few moments. This is made from P071. Once again, it is a really vibrant shade of orange, but this one is a little bit knocked back from the MGRAHAM. It has a little bit of a deeper value, and to me, it's a little bit more pleasant to look at and work with. And we've got some really vibrant oranges once again with the yellows and the red, as I assume and expect all of these colors to do. I really like the shade of dark blues you can get when you mix it with the ultramarine deep, and mixed with the anthraquinone blue, we finally get our first real neutral shade into a nice, fairly dark gray, almost black color. The granulation that this has with the cobalt teal is really interesting. I'm not sure what you would use it for because there are very distinct areas of cobalt teal and of the orange, but I do like the way that this settled down and they look really nice together. We've got some nice shades of green, an even prettier shade of brown in my opinion than the Azo orange made when you put a neutral tint into it to darken that down. And we've got some beautiful shades of violet mixed with the dioxazine and the PYRROLE. These are more vibrant than the other mixtures we've seen before it. Now, the reason I said it was important to keep in mind that this is Quar's version of transparent Pyrrole Orange is because coming in at number 2 is Daniel Smith's version of the same color with the same pigment number. Now, typically I wouldn't go ahead and put both of these on a single top 5 list, but the hues are so different that I did think it was fair to include both of them here. Now, this is one of the 2 shades of orange that resides on my permanent studio palette. It is a super deep, rich orange that borders on red. The hue alone would allow me to edge it into my favorite reds video if I had so chosen, but of course I knew that I needed to save it for the oranges, and it does lean enough to the oranges to put it here as well. Mixed with a yellow, it does make a nice fiery orange color, similar actually to Azo orange that we saw earlier, and mixed with the Pyrrole red, it is basically just another shade of red that has a little bit more of an orange undertone than the Pyrrole red on its own. Mixed with ultramarine deep, it makes this gorgeous, really deep granulating grayish purple, and I love the textures of this color. It's so beautiful. And mixed with the anthraquinone blue, we actually get a granulating dark brown. I don't personally feel like the cobalt teal or the phthalo green are anything to write home about, but mixed with the phthalo turquoise, it makes this really deep, beautiful, vibrant, almost kind of like a perylene green color. It's a really deep, dark green. Mixed with the neutral tint, we've got a gorgeous, somewhere between like a purpley brown and an orangey brown. It's really interesting that it lies right in between those two. And once again, just like our other colors, I really like all of these oranges with the purples. They make really lovely tones. I had a bit of an oversight when I was picking the colors for the mixing of this video, and that is because transparent Pyrrole Orange is probably most notably known for being mixed with phthalo blue, the green shade, or I guess the red shade would probably work too, to make a really deep neutral black. This is one of the darkest, blackest combinations of 2 single pigments that I've seen, and it's definitely worth having on your palette for that reason. That's why I added it to my palette. Approaching our number 1 spot, as promised, I have picked my favorite orange, the earthiest orange on this list, and that is QUINACRIDONE Burnt Orange, made from P048. This is Daniel Smith's version, but DaVinci makes a lovely version as well. And this is the color of a red fox or a red panda, and I just adore this color. I used to use it a lot in my paintings, although I haven't used it as much lately because I did so many orange paintings in a row. I kind of backed off and switched gears for a little bit, but it still has a welcome home on my studio palette, and we can see some of the beautiful combinations it makes here. Mixed with the yellow, we get this nice, beautiful, rusty, yellowy orange color that is very reminiscent of the quinacridone gold we saw at the beginning of this video. Mixed with the red, we get a nice, deep, rusty red color. We get a couple different shades of browns when we mix it with the darker shades of blue and the neutral tint. And then the greens are quite lovely as well. I particularly love the combination with the phthalo turquoise. The dioxazine violet and the perylene violet, like all of these, are really beautiful. And in these ones in particular, I think they just have a beautiful depth to them that isn't quite the same in the other swatches. So I know some of you out there are bigger orange lovers than I am, so I of course want to know your favorites in the comments below. Go ahead and let me know what your favorite oranges are, which ones you always keep on your palette, which ones you couldn't live without. I had so much fun putting together this video. Unlike the other ones, it wasn't me necessarily sharing all of my favorites with you and being super excited right out the gate, but it allowed me to really explore the oranges that I have at my disposal, and I got to see some really, really lovely greens and purples mixed out of these colors that I'm really excited to use in future paintings. So it taught me a lot. I hope that you enjoyed seeing some of these mixtures. If you'd like to see more, we're going to have 2 more episodes of the top 5 favorite colors before we go ahead and move into other things like brushes and papers. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hit the little bell if you would like to have notifications when videos come out, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much to my patrons who help support this channel, and I will see you all next week. Have a wonderful weekend.